Let you know when you hit it anyway. You're hilarious, bro. What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where I'll be discussing the topic of 5 music marketing tactics that do indeed work. It's in direct response to my last video on this subject, where I was talking about 5 disastrous music marketing tactics that you should absolutely avoid. So I think this will be of tremendous value to you. But before we jump into things, what I need you to do is to hit subscribe, like, and comment to stay in touch with the videos that we have up and coming, and just to get engaged in the conversation. And make sure you hit the notifications bell to secure the deal on all of that. All right, so let's jump into my top 5 music marketing tactics that have been proven to me and continue to work for me as a full-time DJ and producer in the underground world. All right, so the first point is to make great music. I know this sounds simple and it's probably not what you were expecting, but I can tell you it makes a huge difference. You need to be able to give people a reason to push your music, to chart your music, to support your music, to put it out there and say, yeah, I like what this guy is doing out here. I enjoy he or she's music. You know, if you don't have anything good to talk about, if your product isn't, up to snuff, what's the point? You're not even gonna get any further. So it's important and imperative that you make really good music. And point number 2 is to stay in tune with how your release is doing once you have something signed and put out there and the label has decided to take it on. I said this in other videos before where, whether a label has PR or not, it's important that the artist understands that they still got work to do, and nothing can be more true than this point. You need to stay on top of how your song is charting in certain retailers, who's actually charting your track. If someone puts it into a mix, you need to understand who is playing your songs and why. And don't be afraid to ask for that feedback when those things occur. And point number 3 is when there is good PR, it's important to hold up your end of the deal and deliver. I recently had a release come out on Solardo's Sola Nouts label, and the PR on this campaign has just been phenomenal. And I know the importance of making sure I turn things around regardless of whenever they request it. So I think I've now done a total of like 6 interviews, and there's some other requests for me to do a deconstruction of how I made a song. And I've gladly signed up for that because that PR agency in this particular campaign is holding up their end of the deal, and I need to make sure that I deliver, because it's really a win-win for everyone involved if you hold up your end of the deal, because there's other people on the other side of the table working just as hard as you, and it's just beneficial overall. So you need to do that and make sure you deliver when requested. And point number 4, this is to amplify things when you see people actually supporting your tunes and your music. So if someone notable charts your music, make sure you add that to your IG stories. I do this all the time. Or big it up on your Facebook, or big it up on your Twitter. Make sure you're retweeting, because these are people that are actually gone out of the way, big or small, to say, I like what you're doing. I support your music. And it's important when that happens, not only for you to acknowledge that level of support, but it turns into marketing, really, when you think about it. If you have someone like Mark Kitchen, who has recently charted my track called Big Munting on Rob Soul, and I didn't necessarily know about it, but the moment I found out, I made sure I put that on blast just to say, hey, here's a guy who has had some relatively good commercial success and continues to play in the underground nicely. You need to big that up, and people will see that type of activity. So important you amplify these situations when they occur. And point number 5, I call this getting involved and serve. So what do I mean by this? This just hints to the point where, in my last point, when you see someone supporting your music and you've amplified that, it's important for you to reach out to them and use that as an opportunity to create a relationship and say, hey, notice you're charting my music. Can you tell me what you like about it? And, is there an opportunity for me to continue sending you more music? And over time, that starts to compound like a very good investment. When you take the position of how can I serve and assist others, you'll find that what comes back to you is tenfold in terms of positive marketing results in this context. And there you have it. Those are my top 5 tactics that have worked for me when it comes to music marketing. Let me know your thoughts on it. Please comment. I usually join the discussion within 48 hours of posting these videos. I'd be happy to hear what you think about this and answer any other questions that you have as a result of watching this video. Much love and respect to you. Peace.